Hello everyone, and welcome back to our cozy little corner of the world. Today I have a heartwarming story for you, straight from the charming village of Meadowbrook. It's a tale about a little girl, a very special cat, and the magic of baking a perfect pumpkin pie. Our story begins on a crisp autumn Saturday. The leaves were painting the village in shades of gold and crimson, and the air had that wonderful chilly scent that promises cozy sweaters and warm treats. Little Lily, with her sunshine yellow hair and bright, curious eyes, was off to visit her favorite neighbor, the ever-cheerful Mrs. Gable. Trotting right beside her, as always, was Whiskers, a sleek black cat whose emerald green eyes shone like precious gems. "Good morning, my dears." Mrs. Gable greeted them from her porch, her smile as warm as the sunshine peeking through the clouds. "I was just thinking about you too. I have a splendid idea for our afternoon. How would you feel about a slice of my famous pumpkin pie for lunch?" Lily's eyes widened with delight. Pumpkin pie. "Yes, please, Mrs. Gable." Whiskers meowed in agreement, rubbing against Mrs. Gable's leg. "Wonderful," she chuckled. "But there's a small catch. To enjoy the pie, we must first make the pie, and I'm going to need two very special helpers." She winked at Lily and then looked down at Whiskers. "Are you ready for a baking adventure?" Lily clapped her hands, and Whiskers let out a determined little mew. The adventure was about to begin. They bustled into Mrs. Gable's kitchen, a room that always smelled of cinnamon, vanilla, and love. On the big wooden table sat a magnificent round pumpkin, glowing like a miniature sun, our star ingredient. Mrs. Gable announced. First things first, they needed to prepare the pumpkin. Mrs. Gable carefully sliced it, and, with Lily's help, they scooped out the seeds and stringy bits. Whiskers watched intently from his perch on a nearby stall, his tail twitching with every movement, as if he were supervising the entire operation. "Now," said Mrs. Gable, "we place these lovely pumpkin pieces into a large saucepan." She showed Lily how to gently add them in. "We'll cover them with water and bring it to a boil." As the water started to bubble, Mrs. Gable put a lid on the pot. "We'll let it simmer for about 15 minutes, until the pumpkin is nice and tender." While the pumpkin was cooking, a comforting earthy aroma began to fill the kitchen. Lily watched the steam curl up from under the lid, fascinated. Whiskers, lulled by the warmth and rhythmic bubbling, curled up for a quick catnap, his little purrs adding to the kitchen's symphony. Once the pumpkin was perfectly tender, Mrs. Gable carefully drained the hot water and set the pumpkin aside to cool. "Patience is a key ingredient in any good recipe, Lily," she explained. Next up was the pastry. Mrs. Gable took out a ball of chilled dough. "Time to roll," she said, sprinkling a light dusting of flour onto the wooden board. She handed Lily a small rolling pin, and together they rolled out the pastry into a perfect circle. It felt like they were artists, creating a canvas for their masterpiece. "All right, let's line our tart tin," Mrs. Gable instructed. They gently lifted the pastry and pressed it into the 22-centimeter loose-bottomed tin. A quick chill in the fridge for 15 minutes will help it keep its shape. While the pastry was chilling, Lily asked Mrs. Gable, "Why do we have to bake it before we put the filling in?" "An excellent question, my clever baker. That's called blind baking. It stops the bottom from getting soggy. We want a crust that's pale, golden, and biscuity, not a sad, soft one." True to her word, after chilling, they lined the pastry with baking parchment and filled it with special ceramic baking beans. Into the preheated oven it went for 15 minutes. Then they removed the beans and paper and baked it for another 10 minutes. The kitchen soon smelled of warm, buttery pastry. It was divine. With the pastry base cooling, it was time to turn their attention back to the pumpkin. The pieces were now cool enough to handle. "Now for the magic part," Mrs. Gable said with a twinkle in her eye. She showed Lily how to push the soft pumpkin through a sieve into a large bowl. It was hard work, but the result was a silky, smooth, vibrant orange puree. It looked like captured sunshine. Whiskers woke from his nap, intrigued by this new, colorful creation. In a separate bowl, they mixed the rest of the ingredients for the filling. "First, the sugar for sweetness," Mrs. Gable said, measuring it out. "A pinch of salt to bring out the flavors, and our wonderful spices, nutmeg, and a bit of cinnamon." Lily took a big sniff. "It smells like autumn," she exclaimed. "It certainly does," Mrs. Gable agreed. They mixed in the beaten eggs, some melted butter, and creamy milk. Then this fragrant sweet mixture was poured into the pumpkin puree. Lily stirred it all together carefully until it was a beautiful, uniform consistency. The color was a deep, rich amber. "It's ready," Mrs. Gable announced. "Our pastry is cool. Our filling is perfect. Time to bring them together." She carefully poured the glorious pumpkin filling into the golden tart shell. It filled it right to the brim, a perfect pool of autumnal goodness. The oven was now at a higher temperature to give the pie a good initial blast of heat. "In it goes for 10 minutes," she said, sliding it onto the oven rack. After 10 minutes, she turned the oven temperature down, and now we let it bake slowly for another 35 to 40 minutes until the filling has just set. The wait was the hardest part. The whole house was filled with the most incredible aroma of pumpkin, cinnamon, and warm pastry. It was the scent of happiness. Lily and Whiskers sat by the oven door, watching the pie transform. They could see the filling firming up, the edges of the crust turning a deeper shade of gold. Finally, the timer dinged. Mrs. Gable, wearing her favorite oven mitts, carefully took the pie out of the oven. It was magnificent. The center had a very slight wobble, which she explained was exactly what they wanted. "It will finish setting as it cools," she told Lily. They placed the pie on a wire rack to cool down completely. Once it was cool, Mrs. Gable showed Lily one last trick. They mixed the remaining cinnamon with some icing sugar. "For a final touch of magic," she whispered. Using a small sifter, Lily dusted the sweet, spicy sugar over the top of the pie, like a gentle snowfall on an autumn landscape. At last, the moment had arrived. The pie was cooled, decorated, and ready. Mrs. Gable sliced a generous piece for Lily, a smaller one for herself, and even put a tiny dollop of whipped cream on a saucer for Whiskers, who licked it up with great enthusiasm. Lily took her first bite, her eyes closed in pure bliss. The crust was crisp and buttery. The filling was smooth, creamy, and perfectly spiced, sweet but not too sweet, with the warm notes of cinnamon and nutmeg dancing on her tongue. It tasted of friendship, of a cozy kitchen, and of a perfect autumn day. "It's the best pumpkin pie in the whole wide world, Mrs. Gable," Lily said, her voice full of genuine delight. Mrs. Gable smiled, her heart full. "It's because we made it together, my dear. Everything tastes better when it's made with love." And as the three friends sat there, enjoying their delicious creation in the warm afternoon light, they knew she was absolutely right. It wasn't just a pumpkin pie, it was a memory, baked with care, shared with joy, right there in the heart of Meadowbrook. Thank you so much for joining us for this sweet story today. I hope it brought a little warmth and coziness to your day. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.